This is not an ordinary car. This is a phenomenon. I am extremely excited about driving the Thar ROXX today.
Living with Audis and the Skodas, I realized कि क्रैच लगे तो स्क्रैच गाड़ी पे लगना चाहिए, दिल पे नहीं लगना चाहिए। मेरे को ऐसी गाड़ी चाहिए जो मेरे को स्पीड ब्रेकर स्लो नहीं करनी चाहिए। So I was considering a Fortuner, Jimny, and this one. When the Thar ROXX came, I quite liked it. Slowly it grew on me. I was always a Thar guy. Emotionally, I always wanted a Thar.
Did you not think at any point that how will you be perceived if you drive Thar ROXX?
Yes, it's a bit of a worry, but ठीक है. The one thing that really my mind was it showed me a mileage of 5. And I was like, oh God, 5. I was not very happy with the buying experience.
Please tell us.
You know, when you shortlist a car and you're excited about your next purchase, they don't seem to be excited about it at all. I felt like they were not interested in selling the car.
Also, the name doesn't do it any favor. Na kya? Why did they add this ROXX? What is ROXX with a double X? For more information on the Thar ROXX, you can check out accodrive.com. They're an expert-led platform that make car buying super easy. No unexpected price hike, a smooth delivery experience so that you don't have to face what Puneet went through. So go check out accodrive.com and get more details on the Thar ROXX. The smell of new car, my favorite kind of smell. I'm joined with Puneet here. Puneet works at Royal Enfield in a global brand lead capacity. So he likes cars and bikes. And so I think the conversation will be very fun given his history with cars and why he chose this. But this is not an ordinary car. This is a phenomenon. And I'll tell you why I'm calling it a phenomenon. Because did you know that when this car was launched, they got 175,000 bookings in an hour?
I did. Yes, I did.
And let's benchmark that number. Let's benchmark that number. They usually sell 30 to 50,000 units a month.
Yes.
All of Mahindra. And then they got 175,000 bookings for this. And I think that backlog is still continuing because deliveries are super delayed, all of the GST things. Anyway, we'll get into all of that. But I'm extremely excited about driving the Thar ROXX today. At some point, I have driven the Thar in the past. I did not enjoy it. The Thar. The 3-door.
Yes.
Not this one. I did not enjoy it.
Take the U-turn and go to the...
Yeah. We are getting coffee first and then we'll continue our conversation. So you're also in the auto world in a way, right? You are a
which is
a bike guy.
Which is when you said Mahindra, and in fact, we are, in terms of the product offerings that we have, we also have products that are similar in terms of mindset to the Thar. Right? So there's this, we keep benchmarking with the Thar. We look quite closely at what Thar is doing. At least I do. Let's not, let me not speak in that capacity of the company.
Like from a brand positioning standpoint, the Thar and the classic 350 or the classic 500.
Yeah, so when we look at nuances, of course, they're different, but there are similarities. From a quite a low volume, from being a niche player, they saw this 10x jump, and which did not take away from the credibility of the product. Right? But still, it retained its demeanor. A lot of times, the product, suddenly when you see a lot of them on the road, it loses its appeal. But Thar was able to manage that, and Thar was able to grow quite quickly. So, and I mean, I've looked at how they've done it. So,
what do you think was the secret sauce?
So, see, the name Thar comes from Thar Desert.
Beautiful name.
Yeah. So, Thar has references to the Thar Desert. Right? But they went beyond it. They went much beyond it. And they essentially, they said, this is the terrain we started in. But even their communication right now, you don't see reference to Thar Desert.
Yeah.
And almost so much that people forget the Thar is inspired by the Thar Desert.
Yeah.
So they've done that really well, and so what they've done is they've made this like a very versatile product.
Yeah.
And the versatility is what is now making a lot of people buy it, including me. Saying, a very versatile product. A few things that were missing in the product, which they've step by step moved up on. First was convenience, right?
Yeah.
You have a great product and you say, this is me, Thar is me, but I want the product to have a few more features.
Yeah.
So externally, this is how I want it to look. And also look at the market. The market has a lot of posers. Like there are true pure enthusiasts who want the pure thing, and they're working with the engine and they're doing things. But then there are people who are saying, I want to look like this, but I just want convenience.
Yeah.
So Thar enabled that by getting tech in, but all of the tech they've gotten in is still very, so see, they don't have they have a few knobs, but they still have these buttons.
Yeah.
So they stuck to keeping it very mechanical, very industrial in that sense. So they kept it very mechanical. So that appeal stayed, but they put tech in its soul, which made it convenient, and suddenly it meant that a lot of people who were rejecting it, thinking, yeah, badi clunky si hai, badi difficult to drive hai, they started buying it. Now, after I think they peaked at a specific volume, then they were stuck because one, they said, acha, drive is okay. It makes it look like let's say it's a masculine vehicle and people are buying it. Men were buying it because it's masculine. Women were buying it because they wanted to kind of break that stereotype, let's say.
But do you think they marketed it to the women? Did they do anything, or was it just an organic fit that women sort of They stumbled upon this TG.
No, it is an organic fit because as soon as you start marketing it to women, then it loses the appeal.
Yeah.
Right? So the whole fact is that this is sold as a car for men, and at one point of time, the Thar was for men, and that is the appeal, in my opinion.
Interesting.
So one, they did that, and the second bit that was working against them was this whole convenience piece of saying, "Acha, how do you get more people in the car?" Right? It wasn't a family car anymore
at all.
A lot of people were buying Thar as their second vehicle.
Yeah.
It essentially remained as a lifestyle vehicle.
Yeah.
Now, by making it a 5-door, they made it very, very usable. It actually becomes a family car. You can have it at home. You can do everything that you want with it almost. The back seats are comfortable enough.
Yeah, but before that, let's get coffee. Let's, I'm in reverse. This is your 360 camera?
Yes.
It's pretty incredible.
Which is
very good quality.
Yes.
I'm assuming you have a blue filter right now?
Yeah, right. No, I do.
So, it's a big car.
It is
It's a big car.
So it feels like a big car, and it is bigger than how big it feels because it has those extenders on the side, right? It has this thing on the wheel.
But just look at this. Look at this view of the road. So, Puneet, what were you driving before this? I know what you were driving before this, but I want you to spell it out. What were you driving before this, and what prompted you to buy this?
So before this, I was driving the Audi A4.
How does one go from an A4 to a Thar ROXX?
So my car owning multiple cars throughout my life, a lot of reasons to own a car for me have been commute in style and then commute in comfort.
Yeah.
Right? So look at vehicles. This whole journey towards buying premiumish cars started for me a few years ago when I bought the Skoda Superb first.
Oh, you have that also?
Not anymore. So Skoda Superb is now with my brother.
Yeah.
And my brother had the Audi, so we exchanged.
Okay.
I got his A4 and I gave him the
But very similar cars, like siblings almost.
Very similar cars, yes. And well, I enjoyed parts of them, but I struggled with parts of luxury cars as well. And when you live in G-Town, G-Town is like any jungle. So
Jungle.
you can't predict what's coming. On the roads have craters in them. Somebody will come and hit you. Auto wala guy who doesn't mind and he'll just scratch you on the side. Right? So through living with Audis and the Skodas, I realized कि to be happy, one of the key things is कि जब गाड़ी scratch लगे तो scratch गाड़ी पे लगना चाहिए, दिल पे नहीं लगना चाहिए. Right? अब बहुत सारी इन गाड़ियों के साथ ये होता है कि क्रैश दिल पे लग जाता है. Which happened
wallet पे भी.
Wallet पे, of course, yes. And then just painful. I don't want to be driving a really nice car with a scratch on it, so then you go get it repaired. With the Audi, multiple things. It's a great car, right? But then I struggled with multiple things, speed breaker pe, and I'm a slightly lazy driver. So I don't lazy and clumsy, but clumsy not in the sense कि मैं यहाँ गाड़ी मारता रहता हूँ, but clumsy in the sense that I don't want to slow down at every गड्ढा, every speed breaker. I'm like चलो निकाल लेते हैं, चलो निकल जाएगी, इधर से भी निकाल लेते हैं. So that was I think I'm a classy guy, but I'm quite crass inside. So वो crassness का मैं क्या करूँ? So
I think I'm a classy guy, but I'm also a little bit crass. Where do I bring that out? Okay.
So I was like कि यार मुझे ना ऐसा कुछ चाहिए जो which does the job, which is comfortable, convenient, and this is also practical. But जब मैं गाड़ियाँ shortlist भी कर रहा था, तो my criteria of shortlisting, which surprised a lot of people also, it was not actually budget. It was कि मेरे को ऐसी गाड़ी चाहिए जो मेरे को speed breaker स्लो नहीं करनी पड़े, जो मेरे को अगर मैं गड्ढे से चले जाऊँ तो I don't have to worry about it. Come what may, मैं बस चले जा रहा हूँ. And almost this, and I think the Thar ROXX did it for me.
While you were buying this, was there a trigger for the A4? Like something happened or like...
So the A4, remember, was an exchange with my brother, right? So I had the Superb, amazing car. Everybody loves it. And their grey color, I got compliments for the color. So, but the problem was that brand new car, कभी यहाँ touch हो जाए, कभी वहाँ touch हो जाए, गड्ढे में जोर चले गई, पानी के थ्रू जा रहे हो, you don't realize there's a big pothole here. So I was like, यार I'm going to try something else.
खर्चा आया उस पे?
कोडा पे fortunately बड़े A4 मेरी A4 पे काफी बड़ा खर्चा आया, but my fortunately happened after I'd already decided to buy the Thar. My A4 is still standing in the garage.
Oh, what happened?
Because वो 2 September को, when the 1st or 2nd September, when the whole city was flooded, it drowned. Right?
It drowned?
Yeah. So basically, water की height on this road, on the Sona road, which is the main road, water filled up.
Yeah.
Entered the car चलनी बंद हो गया. I mean, credit to the engine. उसके बाद मैं I pushed it a little. It started again. So it kept moving. It got me home. But then went to the garage and like multiple things need to be repaired. It was a substantially large bill.
So your A4 is in the garage.
Yeah. So and the other thing is when you're stuck in that water, you realize कि भाई, I mean, when you have these Thars and Endeavors and the Fortuners crossing, you realize कि भाई, and I don't know if I can say it on the camera, कि like
हाँ बोलो अभी.
faces वहाँ पे बाकियों का तो बम है. So you're like sitting low. अरे वो जा रहा है.
वो तो है ही. अरे आप इसमें बैठे हो तो मैं अपना ही एग्जांपल दे रहा हूँ ना. मैं स्विफ्ट में बैठा था, मेरे साइड में थार रॉक्स है एंड सेम रेन डे वाला एंड दिस गाय his tire well is where I'm looking. I look out and I see his tires. Dude, how high is this car? Like what is this car? So I see the appeal. I see why. But now okay, so you decided to buy a car for the jungle. Why the Thar ROXX?
So then I shortlisted. So my shortlist is very weird because I said I'll look at Jimny. I'll look at the Thar ROXX.
Yeah.
And I mean, when Thar ROXX came in, I never thought I'll buy it, but slowly it grew on me. I was always a Thar guy. Emotionally, I always wanted a Thar. I was just never able to rationalize it. So I was never able to take that plunge. So when the Thar ROXX came, I quite liked it. I thought, I mean, I was driving in A4 at that time. I was like, शायद maybe ये गलियाँ छोड़ा है हम अब. So I was considering a Fortuner, a Jimny, and this one.
What a varied budget from a 12 lakh Jimny to say a 24 lakh Thar ROXX to a 50 lakh rupee Fortuner. So clearly budget was not a bar. You were just looking for the best experience that you could get.
Budget was not a filter, let's say. So budget was important, but I said my first filter is not the budget. I want something जो speed breaker slow नहीं करनी पड़े, scratch लगे तो डर नहीं लगे.
Like देखो ये ऐसा तो मैं हूँ. Might as well accept it.
But the problem is the Thar ROXX didn't help me become a gangster. I'll tell you, I mean, maybe we're digressing, but the real gangsters on the road are still the autowalas and these
e-rickshaws. E-rickshaws are the new gangsters.
E-rickshaws, motorcycles and these little cars.
But आपको after buying this, don't you think like have you experienced people being a little more scared of you? Or like, do you feel like these rickshawalas don't?
I was hoping that people will be scared, but I realized that half of that gangster is inside you. So see, Audi and Skoda ये सब चलाने के बाद ना, I have become this person who's very careful on the road. And when people sense it, then आपके Thar हो कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. Because then people are like, हम तो पहले घुसे.
That's not a bad thing, right? Because Thar also from a reputation standpoint, like taking a step back. Currently, the people who own Thars, I don't have a nicer way of saying this. I won't say the word, but you get the point. There's the nuisance value.
Yeah.
And so, did you not think at any point that how will you be perceived if you drive, say, a Thar ROXX, which unfortunately, as good as the product might be, is perceived to be owned by a certain type of people?
Yes. I think that stereotype is breaking. It is also breaking because a lot of women have bought it in the recent past. So, you know, the audience is becoming bigger. My reasons to buy the Thar ROXX were more practical, let's say. So, I wanted a car, like I said, I wanted a car that liberates me almost from that sense of अभी ठुकी, अभी suspension गया, अभी खर्चा आया. So, which Thar ROXX has done? So my buying experience so far, I've driven it for 300 kilometers, owned it for a while. It's a liberating experience. आपको डर नहीं लगता. आपको रोड पे डर नहीं लगता. Going through a pothole नहीं डर लगता. रास्ते में कुछ आ जाए ये नहीं लगता कि like you'll have to turn around. So liberation, yes, it has done. How it has made me look, yes, it's a bit of a worry, but ठीक है. I mean, it's not a very expensive car. I mean, let's say it's in the mid segment, right?
Yeah.
So then one is you get. We have a lot of them in our office. A lot of people own it.
Oh, is it?
I mean, a few people in my office also own it.
Royal Enfield, I think,
Maybe because it's the Royal Enfield office.
It's Royal Enfield. Yeah. I work at Google, there's one Thar ROXX there.
Yeah, really?
One. Yeah. And Google Garage has all kinds of fancy cars, but Thar ROXX nahi hai, ek hi hai. And anytime I tell somebody in my team that, hey, I'm considering, what do you think about the Thar ROXX? They all like they get scared for a second. Like, dude, who buys a Thar ROXX? So and also the name doesn't do it any favor. Na kya? Why did they add this ROXX? What is ROXX with a double X? So, okay, I guess it is what it is. But look, I'm in your camp. If the car's practical, if the car's serving a need, your identity is not your car.
Correct.
Like let's learn to dissociate the two. And, you know, through people like you, hopefully the stereotype breaks. That there are also educated, well-mannered people who drive the Thar ROXX, and they're not always a nuisance value on the road.
And I also think there's joy in going against the mainstream, right? Which a lot of people have found.
Sure.
So this is the joy of going against the mainstream, of saying, "Acha, bhai, I have a Thar ROXX, and I could buy a Fortuner. I mean, even this space, I could buy a little more something that was a little more niche, but I got what works.
Why did you not buy the Fortuner? Did you drive it? Did you?
I drove it.
What was
It's a
your
lovely
experience?
car.
Yeah.
So let's say the rational side of me, I was not convinced that it's value for money. Okay, so I'll
For
tell you,
sure.
I'll tell you, I had 2-3 reasons. So one was, didn't seem value for money. Everybody spoke about its endurability, which is great.
Yeah.
But I was like, "Ki, theek hai, I mean, how bad can this be?"
Yeah.
And that's almost double the cost.
Yeah.
I did a lot of research. I did a lot of time went deciding what I'll buy.
Yeah.
Feature wise, this is richer.
Yeah.
They're getting there, but this is very rich, right? They have top notch tech in this vehicle. They have everything that you could imagine.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, that way it worked. The third thing for me was the EV ecosystem seems to be evolving very, very, very quickly. And my feeling is in that in 3 years, so right now, one of the reasons I did not buy an EV is because I feel that the EV tech will evolve very quickly. It's going through that phase of exponential evolution. Agle 2-3 saal mein, we'll have amazingly great EVs and we would probably have solved in the car space a lot of issues that we're facing. I wanted to then upgrade. In a few years, have an option to upgrade. I didn't want to get stuck with a car because it seems
a very big investment to get stuck in, basically. You're saying that even if like you have to buy a car 2 years from now, 3 years from now, and you want, like, if your heart wants an EV, which is really good, then, you know, with this in the garage, you can still take that call, ki chale call le.
And remember, there are 2 things that will happen. So as EV becomes better, the resale value of the petrol and diesel cars will go down. Right? So then the resale value goes down, which is one of the advantages on the Fortuner. And the other is that I want to change. So I've already made a substantial investment. The third is the only Fortuner to buy is a diesel Fortuner.
Yeah.
And
in NCR, that's a...
So I feel, and this is more of a feeling, that diesel will always get a step brotherly treatment. Abhi bhi, when they did BS4, BS6, Scrap 4, so they allowed petrol BS4s, but diesel they said BS3.
Yeah.
So from the feature point of view, I like kuch na kuch, so maybe diesel is not the one that I want to bet on. So as soon as you take diesel out of the equation from Fortuner,
bacha nahi kuch.
Usme kuch bacha nahi. So those were my reasons. I took a lot of time to make peace with it.
And Jimny?
Jimny for me was a little too small. So
also, did you find it underpowered?
Actually, nahi, I won't say I found it underpowered, but where I drove it, it's still city streets. I was okay. I mean, for its size, it's zippy. And I was okay with that. That bit didn't bother me as much, let's say, even if it was underpowered.
Okay.
But it was too small. It was too tiny. And remember that crass side of me. So it didn't appeal to it. Ye choda tha matchbox. I don't know with driving a matchbox.
You bought the AX7L.
Yes.
Let's come to your buying experience for this. How did you shortlist this model? Did you consider, because this is the top of the line, and was there a reason this is not a 4x4? This is a rear wheel drive, you bought a petrol. Again, you didn't want to buy the diesel, so I assume the 4x4 went out like that.
So very rational filters, because emotionally I was always there. Right? So this product I said works for me. I want liberation. This product will liberate me. 4 saal baad kharab bhi ho gaya. Even if it gets crashed, even if I have to take it through potholes, done nahi lagega, even though you will see that I'm treating it very differently. And I'd have covers still on. Not just covers, I have a screen guard, and the cover of the screen guard is still on. So
when is all of this going away, by the way? You're waiting for your seat covers?
I'm waiting for seat covers. Abhi seat covers are also a complicating thing. So, you know, we run and we... So now, on this one, one of the reasons that the plastic cover is on is because I run and then when I come back, I want to sit on these seats. But these seats are ventilated. I mean, this has almost everything. So the seat cover also is an issue. So I need something that's removable. After my runs, when I'm drenched, I want to be able to sit in the car. And then when I want to use the ventilated seats, so I want to be able to take off that cover.
Got it. So seat covers. So okay, you bought this. How was your buying experience? Sorry, we were discussing something.
So I was talking about so petrol. My filters. I want to buy petrol.
NCR petrol, no brainer.
NCR petrol, right? Then, I mean, 4x4 has its appeal.
And given this is your primary car, you didn't want to cut corners on the features also, right? Now that A4 is gone, pretty much you're going to sell it after it comes, or like scrap it, whatever. This is now your primary car.
And the whole GST thing made it easier, right? So earlier I was looking at a slightly higher amount, which even that I was quite okay with. So top end seemed like the logical choice.
How was the weighting on this one? I assume the weighting on the top end is also lower than the MX3.
The buying experience was quite weird. I was not very happy with the buying experience.
Please tell us.
The whole overall Mahindra bike experience.
Tell us.
One is, when you shortlist a car and you're excited about your next purchase, they don't seem to be excited about it at all. So when you enter the showroom,
Yeah.
in fact, there's a dealership that's just next to my house, and I ended up not buying from them because I felt that they were not, very oddly, for somebody who's in business, I felt like they were not interested in selling the car. See, this was I've been considering this car for a while, so I think I started I requested them for a test drive way back in April, May sometime.
Yeah.
Never came for a test drive. I kept calling this guy saying, "Le aao." Then one of these days, he said, "Ki sir, side mein hai, come to the showroom." I went to the showroom, and they did not have the Thar.
My problem is, even I've experienced something similar, just to pick plus one to that. You're not respectful of the other person's time at all.
Yes.
I feel like where it's coming from is that because people like you and me are not considering this car, right? Like, we are time deficient.
Yes.
People who are usually buying these cars have all the time in the world. And so they feel like time ही तो है क्या, service में जा रहे हो, ठीक है यार, आज निकल मिल जाएगी, पर you're very. And for somebody who follows a calendar, who actually has slots booked for every hour of the day, you can't be so dismissive of their time. And so I feel like that's something that...
Yeah, I felt they were not respectful of my time. So absolutely, I think bang on. I mean, like, called me to the store and they said, "Arey, gaadi nahi hai." Like, "Arey, bro,
बुलाया क्यों ना फिर?
I called you and we spoke and now you don't have the car. Sir, can you come tomorrow?" So that was a very poor buying experience. Till date, from April, this guy has not given me a test drive, right? He's never bothered to call me back. So they also, I think, they come from a place of, "Hamari gaadi to bik rahi hai, aapko leni hai to lo." It's the sense you get. Nahi leni to koi baat nahi. We have another buyer in the queue. Surprisingly, so when I spoke to every dealer, they said about 4 months of waiting on the Thar ROXX.
The AX7L?
AX7L. So everybody said about 4 months of waiting.
Yeah.
But within 20 days, they called me saying, "Sir, your car has been dispatched from the factory."
Okay.
And that I heard a lot of people now tell me that they quote a much longer waiting period, but there really isn't that much waiting
On the
period.
top model, there isn't, but I know for the MX3, because I have a friend who's also in the market for the MX3, the waiting's crazy. Because the MX3 is for 16 point something on road.
This is absolute great value.
It's insane value. It loses out on a few features like the 360-degree camera, the ventilated seats. And
I think even the glass on it is different.
The glass is different. This is acoustic glass. This is a very quiet cabin, by the way. Like, I've been driving it, 60 odd for that. It's a very quiet cabin. We haven't felt anything.
I've been very surprised with how comfortable this is.
Yeah, very, very. Right.
Parents were here for Diwali and I got them they sat in the car and they were like, "Oh,
it is a very comfortable car. I will give it you that. I also want to take it on a bad patch of road to see how it folds up. But so far on this highway, like 60, 70, I think it's a very comfortable speed to be cruising.
You feel good. You feel good driving it. I mean, if you leave that whole this being a Thar.
Correct. And you broke that mold for me, to be honest, because I remember you and I were in touch while you were evaluating this, and I was like, I've driven the Thar, it sucked. So I don't know how the Thar ROXX is, but go for it. And then you booked it. And I was like, okay, that was quick. Like, what happened? He's like, dude, I drove it and it was like, there are no complaints. It's just beautiful to drive. And so then I drove it after that and I was like, I see what you mean. So I'm scared that I'll end up buying this car after driving it today again.
I'll tell you what my test drive experience was. So I took it for a test drive. So one of the other dealers who I reached out to then, he sent the car thankfully on time. And the car came and I took it for a test drive. And then we reached one of those patches. It rained a little, so it was muddy. I reached one of those patches where on an Audi I would stop and I'm like, okay, should I turn around? What do I do? This is not the road for me. And there are multiple such patches, right? So I reached one of those patches and I asked this guy saying, "Le jao?" He said, "Le jao, sir." So then I took it and
ये भी कोई पूछने की बात है, sir.
So the vehicle behaved awesomely, amazingly. It was under control and I felt great. I was like,
sorry, I'm driving an 88 and I am so stable. I am so happy with this right now. It's smooth. On the Thar, otherwise there was bubbling and there was like issues. This has nothing, none of those issues. It's extremely fun.
They've step by step solved for every issue almost that the vehicle had. So now it's only the stereotype, which probably works in their favor right now. So they might not want to let go of it because otherwise this will become like every other car.
Then people like you talking on camera is going to break that stereotype, Puneet. Don't worry. You'll be making a step in that direction, hopefully, to make it a little more acceptable to own a Thar ROXX.
Especially for city like ours.
100%.
The luxury cars or let's say the slightly premium cars still have an appeal. So for example, my brother, he is happy driving the Superb in Nagpur. He stays in Nagpur. He's happy driving in Nagpur because he never has to he doesn't come across these adventures that we come across.
I'm at 100 right now. I should slow down, but sorry, I keep going back. But the other thing,
I'll tell you the buying experience, but let's
close out the buying experience.
So this guy one did not bother for my time. Seemed like I had to follow up with him versus him following up with me.
Yeah.
And I did not feel like a customer. Like,
Yeah.
sir, आपने कल बोला था आज आप गाड़ी भेजोगे. नहीं sir, अभी तो गाड़ी गई हुई है.
Yeah.
So did not seem keen on selling. Waiting period ना sir 4 months का है, कुछ हो सकता है नहीं हो सकता है.
Yeah.
It was much later that then he started saying, अच्छा सर आप हमारे यहाँ से PPF करवा लो तो आपको दे दूंगा मैं. You know, things like those. Which then irritated me further.
Yeah.
Like आप कितना accessories पे खर्च करोगे? Like यार this because then it's not just that he's getting the car for me early.
Yeah.
It's at the cost of somebody else.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure there's like a queue. So that really put me off.
Did you end up paying extra for accessories? How did you finally? Did you buy from that dealer? Did you change the dealer?
Not. So I changed the dealer. I went to another dealer. But if I was to speak of my buying experience, I bought Thar ROXX. The dealers did not play a role in pushing me to buy this. I in fact bought it in spite of the behavior. You know, it's a Thar ROXX appeal that made me buy it in spite of the.
I hope Mahindra is taking notes on this. That basically your dealers are letting you down.
Yes, I genuinely, honestly feel that they are. So I booked the car. The car reached here, and the whole GST news came out. So then I said, "Acha, so I'm going to hold." Because abhi to sir booking amount pay kiya hai. I want to see what the price goes to. There was this period of ambiguity in the beginning. So held through it. The dealer really pushed me again to buy the car during that phase, which I did not appreciate because I'm in the auto industry, so I know what is happening. But he tried to say, I was told कि नहीं sir कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ने वाला, eventually कुछ बढ़ जाएगा, कुछ कम हो जाएगा, same ही हो जाएगा. So if I was not in the industry, I would probably have taken his word कि अच्छा ये कम हो रहा है. But
were they offering you discounts?
So eventually they reached a stage of offering me discounts. But I was not mathematically able to at that point of time able to calculate कि कितना मेरे को actually पड़ेगा. So I did some math and they offered me a little discount and negotiated a little. They took it slightly higher. But I'm glad that I did not agree because the eventual discount I got, or eventually the cost went down by much higher. At that point of time, they did offer me some discount. I was not able to trust them because they were on the discount they were negotiating. My point to them was, please calculate and tell me what will it cost in the new GST and match that price. I'll pick it up. Now they kept saying, so here also
maybe they didn't have clarity themselves because the company has to announce a new X showroom, and then so for example, I know for certain brands during that period did not pass on the discount. Like a Hyundai, they did not. If the GST has gone down by say X percentage points, the X showroom price did not go down by that same amount. They went down by a little lesser. So even these dealerships probably didn't have a clue on how much is the OEM going to actually pass on the benefit to the consumer.
Correct.
Thankfully, Mahindra passed on the whole thing, I think.
I think almost everybody did. Everybody passed on this.
Not everybody did. Everybody did not. Like some of them were opportunistic about this, and then they, on certain top-selling models, they held back. They jacked up the prices in a way, right? Because the government is giving you this relief, but you haven't passed it on. So
but I think the government then intervened.
Correct.
And then government told everybody that this price has to go down. And then some auto players have played with it, so they launched a new color and took the price up. So they did things like those. And what happens post-festive is yet to be seen. So my point was, I was a little unsure of what the price is going to be, and I was not able to trust these guys. So which is why I did not buy, and wise decision to not buy. So the whole thing of कि सर अच्छा फिर तो कोई और ले लेगा.
हाँ वो तो है ही ना. Like that unfortunately is the truth with this car also. Like इतनी 1,75,000 booking थी यार last year. I think they still are recovering from that backlog. And then this new demand shock has come with the GST going down, and now again.
So as a consumer, my point of view was कि अच्छा ठीक. So he said, sir निकल जाएगी. Now the point is कि this car stayed in their warehouse for almost a month. तो नहीं निकली.
ये नहीं
निकली. It was the same car. So because when I paid them when the car came, I'd gone for PDI. So उस time पे मैं गाड़ी बड़ी देख ली थी. This was GST. This was pre-GST. This was like a month. So this was I think end of this was somewhere in August.
Got it. So आप बोल रहे हो एक महीना stock yard में खड़ी रही.
हाँ. तो in spite of what he was telling me कि सर चली जाएगी फिर से आपका 4 महीने शुरू होगा ऐसे ठीक है चलो I'm going to take that risk because my reason is not urgent. I don't need it right away और पैसे बच रहे हैं तो ठीक है.
Okay. Weren't you worried in that 1 month? Because I've also heard horror stories of the dealerships doing a few things, right? One, they give people test drives on these cars around the stockyard a little bit. So chotu-motu test drives keep happening. So when you bought this car, did you get any special PDI done? And if you can walk us through that experience.
So, well, the whole PDI process, and even though I'm in this industry, I was a little unaware of. So when he called me for the PDI, one of the things I did was I checked, I watched a few videos online of what to look for. Like PDI ke liye, what are the things I should look for? So
this is the bad stretch of road that I cross every morning. So I want to see how this holds up here.
If you have time, I'll take you to another one that I cross here because that's worse. See, on a Audi, I would have been dreading. I would have been shitting bricks. Like, will it touch? Abhi touch hui. right? And this one you don't care. हाँ चलो ठीक है.
Can I also add one more thing? The body roll of this car, I'm going to go out on a limb and say this is lesser than the Fortuner.
Okay.
Is lesser than the Fortuner.
I heard the Fortuner.
I have driven a Fortuner on a really bad track in one of my videos. You can actually go back to see that video, and I am dancing in that, like everywhere, here and there. This didn't feel as bad, and that was a very bad stretch of road. I don't know if the camera can do justice to it, but the body was not as bad. So Puneet, did you also consider the Scorpio-N?
I did.
And what was your experience
So
there?
I considered all the Mahindra vehicles in the space. I
Yeah.
considered the XUV 700. A very close friend of mine
Yeah.
has it.
Yeah.
It did not have this crass appeal, the XUV 700, so I let go of it. They made it more family and they'd taken that edge off. So then there was a Scorpio. There's a Scorpio Classic and the new Scorpio. The Scorpio Classic has the crassness. You know, it is what somebody like me would look for.
Yeah.
But it just doesn't have the power, the features. So it's not evolved.
Yeah.
And I think the market is now rural tier 2 market. So. But otherwise, if they had the Scorpio, the classic, with these features, I would probably have gone for that. I mean, the small tires. One thing I love about the top end is it has 19-inch wheels. I fancy bigger wheels for whatever reason. And it makes me feel that my car
I like
is,
big wheels and I cannot lie. Okay, so, but coming to the Scorpio, I think that's the one that Mahindra sells the most. It sells about 18,000 units a month.
I did not enjoy it.
What was your experience?
So it did not feel as much of this whole feeling of Thar, that feeling of being in a commanding position. It's a big car, right? When you look at it, it's still big. But when you sit in it, it just doesn't give you the same emotion, the same feeling that a Thar does. For me, that was one. Second, I don't know if there's difference in the gear ratios, but it was still, it wouldn't accelerate as well. It didn't seem as zippy to me. So it did not have that edge when I drove it. And the moment I drove it, I knew I'm not buying it. So it was one of the vehicles that I eliminated from my consideration set very early.
Big plus one to that actually. When I was buying the Slavia, I had also test driven the Scorpio-N because again, somewhere deep down, Mahindra tugs at your heartstrings, right? And I was like, let me try this. I didn't like the Thar, maybe try this. The amount of vertical motion in that car that I felt on this same road, and I drove it here only, it was insane. It was like, why is this car moving so much? Why is there so much? It somehow felt a lot more uncomfortable while driving than this. And so that's why I also didn't take it. And like, good to hear from you that you felt the same way, that this feels a lot more comfortable when you're driving this compared to the Scorpio. So Scorpio was out, XUV was not as capable and that's why it was out. Fortuner, we've already covered. Cool.
Jimny was too small. Jimny was a little bit of a matchbox.
And so this is like,
it fits the box. And there's nothing else that came close to this for me.
Yeah. People make it out to be like, hey, like some of the reviews I was seeing on the Thar ROXX is saying that on small, like these bumps, it's really bad. This wasn't so bad. It was okay. I've really enjoyed this. I've been driving this for so long and it's been a very stress-free driving experience that you haven't.
For Gurkha, this is a stress-free car.
Yeah.
And you can take it anywhere. You took it on like a semi-highway. You're here.
Yeah.
You can keep going. You don't have to worry about it. So that's what I like.
Beautiful driving experience. I will.
So I don't regret moving from the Audi to this one.
It's also early days. But yeah, I'm sure you won't.
The only thing that could come in its way is this whole service experience. That is what I'm worried. I'm worried about because they've not treated me with respect so far.
Keep a driver to send this car to the service center so that your time is respected. But coming back to the PDI.
Yeah. So during the PDI, I just looked at a few things. I did check that it had driven only 7 kilometers. So I knew that when I buy it, eventually I'll be able to see how many more kilometers it has driven. But I was unsure of things to check. I was like, what do I check? It's a new car. So like, kya check kare? And I was covered under warranty. So kya issue aayega? But then in one of our chats, you suggested Zacado.
Yeah.
And they were great.
I had used them for my Slavia's PDI. And they had actually helped me out by pointing out a few things in the tires, that the tires are old, so try and negotiate. And so basically, this PDI is a game of negotiation. You get information and use that information to negotiate. Either a different, like a new car piece, or some discounts, or getting that piece of equipment fixed. So did you find anything from Zacado?
Yes, I did. So so my reasons to go to Zacado, after you suggested them, I looked them up, and my reasons to go to them was peace of mind.
Yeah.
I wanted to ensure that I'm picking up something so my intention was not to negotiate and a little few bits here or there I was okay with. The thoroughness with which they checked the car, and the dealer was not cooperative, right? The
dealers are not cooperative usually. Any tricks there?
So in my case, I'd done my PDI and then I'd paid the amount up front. So the whole amount was already paid when I went with Zacado. So the dealer, in the beginning, the dealer did not agree. But then I told him, I've paid amount. I'm going to buy this car. All I want to do is, for my peace of mind, I want to check if this car has any issues.
Yeah.
And if it does, I want to report it to you right away. You should not have, logically, rationally, you shouldn't have an issue with that.
Yeah.
They still did not agree. Eventually, I had to slightly arm twist them by saying, "Acha, you know, I'm inside your store now. यहाँ नहीं करने दोगे तो मैं गाड़ी खरीद के वहाँ जाके कर लूँगा." And I still come back to your store and say ये 4 issue हैं. Which is when they agreed. So the guy agreed, and then they were cooperative. They allowed me to do everything. The whole
he connected the computer and all of that also.
The whole thing. Nice. Zaccardo, highly recommend. Great experience with them. Respected my time.
Yeah.
Very respectful. They do a very thorough check of the car.
Yeah.
In fact, I was irritated with them. He checked everything 3 times. I was like, yaar, ho gaya. So like, but then I was like, ठीक है चलो, you don't remember the clumsy driver. I'm clumsy here as well.
मैंने भी by the way Zaccardo के टाइम में ड्राइवर भेजा था कि भाई मैं नहीं करा सकता, ड्राइवर जी आप जाइए, वो खड़ा है, आधा दिन लगाता है वो करने में, अच्छे से करता है.
क्योंकि मैं डिलीवरी के टाइम करा रहा था, तो I went there. But the thoroughness I was very happy with, because after he was done, I was like, गाड़ी में problem नहीं है, done.
हो नहीं सकती. So but there was no problem.
No, he pointed out a few issues. He pointed out a dent on the side which is not visible to the naked eye. So in fact, he took me, he said, इस angle पे आप नीचे बैठो, यहाँ से आपको दिखेगा, right? Which is fine. I think I can live with it. I mean, one of the reasons I got the Thar ROXX was that I can live with these things. I want to be able to live with them. So did not matter as much. He showed me some mark, which I told the dealer, and they cleaned them. He told me few things, interiors clean nahi hai, so they promised.
You know why that happens? Again, my problem with Mahindra. The car is at the dealership, at the stockyard, wherever. They will use other customers to कहा ये देख लीजिए सर, अब उसमें 15 लोग बैठ रहे हैं, छू रहे हैं, गंदी कर रहे हैं. Just like
no, beyond that, the door edges were chipped because इन्होंने open किया, side वाली गाड़ी को touch हो गया. I don't know side वाली गाड़ी को क्या हुआ, but यहाँ पे. So, but the reason I was very happy, like even though there was no real issue that I was able to find, the fact that after paying that little amount, I was assured कि अब गाड़ी में issue नहीं है. That made me very happy. I did not want to find something, an issue later, and then be stuck with their service, right? So he checked everything thoroughly. He checked things that I was not aware of. So the tire thing I'd seen on the video, and you told me, I think. So I checked the tires are fresh. But he did a thorough check of the whole car, and he said,
like, see, sorry, I'm going to digress again. This route I take, and then there are sometimes this road jam-packed, and then I see it, you know what people do? People go off-road here. These are our friends in Thars only.
Yes.
And then they drive here. So I want to see how bad is it. Oh, by the way, also notice how I was able to very comfortably take it off-road. On the Slavia, I would never even imagine doing something like this. So let's see. I should, now tell me, should I go straight or should I just go back? Your cars. I want to first understand.
Let's see, left से लेके फिर right से लेके निकाल लो. पर left से थोड़ा सा धीरे-धीरे करके, and then धीरे-धीरे करके right से.
My goodness, क्या ही तो कर रहा हूँ मैं? क्यों कर रहा हूँ मैं ये? I will also narrate another incident to you.
उसके दिन से right से, I think up
wow.
The ground clearance is.
What that was? Sorry, Puneet, आपकी नई नवेली दो नहीं तो. What is this 222?
This is when you come close to something. This is the bit I've not solved yet कि इसको बंद कैसे करना है. It's helpful also. So you know when somebody is near.
क्या किया मैंने ये? क्यों किया मैंने ये? क्या और
just to have this power.
Just like
isn't it awesome? Like this is something that you can't imagine in any other car.
This makes me very happy. They're not very late for a meeting. I know which car to take. I know your car took a lot of time to even get delivered to you. Tell us about that. What happened?
Again, like more than slightly frustrating experience. So remember, this is the guy who's pushing me to say, कि सर गाड़ी पहले तो गाड़ी की पेमेंट कर दो. ठीक है चलो भाई. Eventually I paid it up. Then he's pushing me to say गाड़ी की delivery ले लो. हम से अच्छा जी कब ले लोगे? Can you come day after tomorrow? I'm like, I have office day after tomorrow. अच्छा, can you come this day? Can you come this day? So this guy is pushing me to take the delivery of the car. And then eventually when I agree to it, and I say अच्छा जी ठीक है, everything done, and I was able to negotiate with them. See, once the car was there in the warehouse for a month and it did not move out, I knew कि अब मैं time पे negotiate कर सकता हूँ. My intent was not to negotiate on the cost. So then I was like कि मैं insurance भी बाहर से कराऊंगा. So मैंने insurance भी बाहर से कराई. I got my insurance. I got my insurance from ACCO. Got good value.
That is insane. You were able to get an insurance from outside in a car which is like they're forcing PPF down your throat and accessories down your throat, and you didn't even give them the insurance money. Good job, Puneet.
So after that, when I said अब delivery चाहिए, they said अच्छा सर कब परसों देते हैं? नहीं सर 2 दिन और. सर इसकी number plate नहीं है.
Why though?
So
what reason did they give?
Claiming that they had some issues with RTO. And
but फिर वो तो सारी deliveries में problem होती ना.
So I'm not convinced with the explanation that guy gave me. I was unhappy about it. So I was like, यार, when I asked you to wait, you were pushing me, and now I'm saying give me the delivery of the car in you're unable to. Eventually, they committed a date to me saying, with number plate, we'll deliver it to you on this date. So defaulted on that a few times, and then eventually they said it's weekend pay. And when I went there, it still did not have a number plate. So it's still on temporary. We're still driving it on temporary. Today I'm supposed to go and get the number plate. See, again, so disrespectful, right? So I now again have to go to their showroom, spend half an hour for him to put the number plate.
Why can't they send it and send a guy to do it? Which, by the way, happens in a lot of other OEMs.
It does, yes.
It's not unheard of. Where then the guy comes with your number plate, takes it down, retices and goes. Yeah, I think this is a big issue.
Their overall networks, right now they're on a high. So this probably isn't one of their first issues to solve, right? They're saying my first issues to solve is there's a lot of demand for my cars and how do I fulfill that
This will become a very big issue as they start attracting people like you as customers, right? Who are moving from a Skoda, from an Audi, or from a much premium segment to a mass market brand.
It's such a different experience, right? There you have people calling you, saying, sir, I'm going to send the driver. What time? The driver will come and wait for you. This guy comes in a uniform and he just messages you saying, at 7 I'm here, sir. He'll wait for you if you take time.
Good luck, Puneet.
Yeah, so that's the only bit I'm worried about. But yeah, it's a measured call. So the delivery, then I was a little unhappy with that.
So let's start. Puneet, you owned this for what, like a couple of weeks now?
A couple of weeks now, yeah.
How has the early experience been? Any pros and cons that you have been noticing with the car?
So very happy with the purchase.
Yeah.
Like I said, very liberating.
Yeah.
Taking it off-road, taking it through roads where I could never imagine taking my other cars through. So
how the electronics, how are they holding up?
So tech-wise, seems to be up there. It has everything in the 360 camera.
And very good quality of the 360 camera. Just for the resolution, is quite nice.
Yeah. It's connected to the phone. I think I've not used it yet, but it's supposed to have an eSIM, which for some reason isn't working. I'll get it checked when I go today.
Okay.
But I should be able to turn on AC before I walk to the car and things like those. So tech-wise, I think it's top notch.
Nice.
There's nothing that I missed.
Yeah.
In fact, there are things that have surprised me.
Especially because you're moving from an A4, which is like a much different segment altogether. You're still not.
I'm very happy with the tech. Nice. So I think there's comfort in this tech. In terms of tech, this is up there. I did not miss anything at all.
Yeah.
Very happy.
AC मैंने कुछ ज़्यादा ही ठंडा कर दिया है. 20.
AC on भी नहीं है, AC off. अच्छा क्या ये कर ठीक है. So tech wise did not miss anything. Top notch.
Working as intended.
Working better than intended. I'm finding new things. Great.
Yeah.
Interior quality I'm happy with.
Yeah.
Over Diwali, my parents were here. They sat in the car. They're very happy with it. Yeah. I could never imagine making them sit in a Thar.
Yeah.
But on this one, it's step ladder, so you still need to step on it.
Yeah.
That was a little discomfort, but otherwise they were very happy.
Yeah.
So that worked great. The size of the car has surprised me. I hit a pillar.
Oh, you already hit
I hit a pillar in the parking.
Yeah.
Because even with all this beep and all the cameras.
Yeah.
So this is extended, right? So even when you look at the bonnet, and most of the cars end at the bonnet.
Yeah.
But this has this bumper thing that moves out, goes out.
So you hit that bumper?
I've hit the right corner.
And did it, like, is there a major damage or like?
So I touched it.
Yeah.
I mean, touched it so much that I felt it inside the car cabin, and I was like, oh God, I touched it. One is I did not realize that the car is,
that extended.
Yeah, so there's a size of the car, but it extends even beyond what you can see. So I generally, while I'm clumsy in the way I drive, I don't hit holes and things like that. I've not done it for years. I mean, that parking, I've been using it for years now. I've never hit any other car with the same pillar. But on this one, I touched it and I was like, oh, my new Thar ROXX.
You're getting used to the size. It is a really big car.
But I'll tell you the good part. So I came out and I saw the chipped off paint from the wall was on that plastic thing. And I rubbed it with my hand.
And gone.
There's nothing. It's not visible to the naked eye. So my middle class mentality, I still washed it with a shampoo and things. But it is not visible to the naked eye.
Nice.
So that's amazing. That's amazing. I mean, I hit a wall. If I had something else, I would have been going to the workshop now saying, "Ye paint chip ho gaya, isko theek kar do. Meri gaadi ki shaan kam ho gayi hai." This seems to be made for it. So that experience for me has been great.
Nice.
When I started driving it, the one thing that really my mind was it showed me a mileage of 5 per liter.
Oh yeah, how's the mileage?
So it started with 5 and I was like, oh God, 5.
5.
Then I thought...
and you knew the mileage is going to be low, but not this low.
Yes. So then I did like a full tank, and full tank it showed me it'll be able to drive some 500 odd kilometers. Matt doesn't tie up, so maybe the mileage is going to get better. It did not for about the first 200 kilometers, it did not. And I think it's more of a speed thing. So because I was driving it in the city, it did not. I seem to be stuck at 5.
How much are you getting it in the full tank, the first 200 kilometers? 5.
So, I mean, I refilled it recently, but yes, it was at 5 for at least the first 200 kilometers, it stayed at 5.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is worse than what I expected. I mean, I was okay to, for my this whole liberation, I was okay to pay a little more for the petrol, but this seems insane.
Liberation.
But then it started moving up. It touched, so I took it on the highway, went to the airport in a few places, and it now notched up slowly to 7.
Yeah.
I'm hoping it will continue to go up. The show mileage, no, I moved the screen now. But at one point of time, I was so obsessed that I'd put it on the main screen saying, show me what is the mileage move to. But I'm guessing it'll move to what 8.
I think after the 1,000 kilometers, after running a little bit more, after your first service, hopefully it should go up to like 8, 9. But
Yes.
I would assume not more than that. It's also a really big, heavy car. So like you're expecting a lot out of it.
Yeah.
But okay, mileage is a big con that we know of. What else? Any other cons that you foresee or that you know this car has in your... You made your peace
More or
with?
less, I'm happy with this.
Body roll,
Body roll, I did not feel it.
bumps, jerks, especially coming from a sedan. Any...
No, I
No, right? And
No,
your family finds it comfortable.
Yeah, nobody's complaining
Your
about
daughter's happy with it.
it. Yes.
She sits in the back seat. Any complaints there?
No complaints.
Some people complain about the thigh support in the back seat.
Thigh support is something that I'm not a very, so like I said, I buy my cars for commute. So I don't really, these things don't bother me. But yes, when my father was sitting in the car, he said the thigh support isn't there. And so then you start feeling it a little bit. But maybe in the longer run, so in city driving, it hasn't bothered
Is this your
me.
primary car now?
This
Are you
is my
going to take
primary.
this on the highways also? Do you do highway runs?
Not as many. A lot of my travel now is, even if I'm on the highway, like let's say, so if I have to go to Chandigarh, then yes, I'll take this car. But now I think how the ecosystem has changed is, if I want to travel somewhere by road, I'll probably not start in Gurgaon. I'll fly to somewhere and then enter self-drive and then drive it, which then also gives you the liberty to say, acha, ye wale trip, this is the kind of car I want. And you're paying for 7 days, 10 days. So
But that's not in India, that's mostly... Or in India also do.
yeah, Bangalore, in the south. Right? So that also is, that it's not a car that is stuck with all the time. And let's say tomorrow I plan a Ladakh trip. Now this of course is great for Ladakh, but when I was driving my Audi, my point was, if I choose to go to Ladakh,
Nahi ja rahi, wo to nahi ja rahi.
I'll rent a car. No? So theek hai, chalo. So, but yeah, this is I think what I love about this car is the versatility of it.
Yeah.
It's great on the highways. Mileage is an issue, but theek hai, I'm okay to live with it.
Yeah.
Beyond that, it's a versatile car, and I think that is what the environment that I live in needs.
Yeah.
Jungle. Yes. So yeah, I'm so far I'm very happy with the purchase.
You have sold me also, Puneet. I think this is going to be my next car as well. I'm anyway looking to get rid of the Swift. And we have the use case coming up for another car in the family. And so maybe I will consider this as well. Because I drove it right now and it's like
That's a great
very
car.
comfortable. There is no body roll that I felt as such, which is a lot coming from after driving the 3-door Thar, which I did not enjoy at all. This is a new chassis also from I am told. It's a M-Glide platform or something which they've built from the scratch, and
It appeals to your heart, and now it appeals to you rationally as well, because what is holding you back?
It always appealed to your heart.
Yeah.
It always appealed. If it appealed, it always appealed. Like there's a boxy look, the commanding position, all of that always appealed to me also. But I just could not be like, I can't buy this because it's just a stupid car to drive. But now it's not. So I feel like...
And now with the rational appeal that they build, I feel a lot more people will buy it. I mean, the pool tells you that, the booking pool that they have.
Yeah.
Many people will.
So very excited for you. And I did you try the cycle, by the way? The cycle goes in when you fold the seats and all?
No, I haven't. I mean, I haven't. But and that was one of my concerns, because the XUV 700,
Yeah.
that has a flat.
Yeah. This
boot.
doesn't.
This doesn't.
But I think our cycles are nimble enough to sort of...
Yeah, I'll have to take the wheels off, so that's a little bit of an inconvenience.
You'll have to take the wheels off.
It won't come in this with the wheels on.
aa jayegi.
Okay, chal. Tomorrow I'm riding. So
I think aa jayegi.
Are you riding tomorrow, sir?
I am not riding. I have given up on riding right now for a bit, especially with this air. And no race in sight. I am okay to just do indoors.
Wise decision.
And I'm also traveling tomorrow night. I have a long flight, so I'm going to take it easy. Coming back to the pros and cons. Any other pros or cons that you want to highlight before we let you go? I think that's pretty much bringing us to the end of the video.
By the way, on my Audi, I've had to change the suspension a few times. I changed it last year, and then so wahan pe there's always that risk.
How much does it cost to change the suspension on the Audi?
Quite expensive. I think one of them, they're about 35K each.
Wow.
So yeah, that's an expense. So this one, like I said, it just liberates you in every way. Like kahin bhi chalao, Sorry.
Maybe मेरा वैसे वो pothole I could have avoided.
Yeah.
But somehow I also ना end up going into these potholes.
Yeah, I'm like, ठीक है, चल रही है तो चल रही है. So.
Any aftermarket? Yes, last section.
Okay.
Any aftermarket work that you've gotten done on this? Because Thar is supposed to be that, right?
Yes, it is supposed to be, and their ecosystem is quite strong.
Yeah.
There are a lot of capable players. I did not. I did not. One of the things I was considering was a functional snorkel.
Yeah.
I was quite keen on getting that done. And Bimra is the...
Why the snorkel though? What purpose does it solve?
Because when my audio is stuck in the water, the snorkel allows for air to... So even if your engine is a little submerged, it allows for air to go in the engine.
Yeah.
So I was like, कि फिर ना कहीं भी पानी भी होगा तो मैं उसमें से भी ले जाऊँगा. Like, I'll submerge the vehicle. But then they said they'll have to cut out a part of the body of the vehicle, which I said I'm not as keen on. So I've left it more or less stock.
Yeah.
Everything that I put on it is more in terms of like underbody, engine protection, things
You've
like
got
those.
an underbody done?
Yeah. No, underbody done as it doesn't require anything now. I mean, gone are those days where you need any coatings done.
Yeah.
But I've got those plates that they put in it. So everything that was functional, I said, functional, yes. Aesthetic, don't need it yet. So not going to put it up. I got PPF done, black color. I chose black.
How much did you pay for the PPF?
So I got done from the car spa people.
Okay.
These guys were charging me more than $1 lakh, the Mahindra showroom. I paid about 60, which is their 5-year warranty. They offer a 5-year warranty.
Which company PPF is this?
So it's a car spa own PPF. They have their own labeled product. So
this was a little more pronounced than sedan would have been.
So yes, but I don't mind it. I'm okay with it. Especially see, when you buy a car for driving, then you're okay with all of this because it's still you're in control.
Yeah, cool. Anything else apart from the PPF underbody?
No, I haven't really invested in anything else on the car. I just I'm okay for this to remain as a very practical purchase beyond like once the emotional filters are done. Something जैसे भी आप इसको चलाएंगे यार.
Achhe, also its stock, it looks really nice. Like it's a great looking car. I love the Easter eggs of these camels and
these details everybody notices. One of the things I don't like as much, yes, is the seats because the seats are white.
Thank you, Puneet. That's been a lovely. I love this car.
I hope you buy it.
I am.
Take the plunge. It's worth it.
I am very tempted. I love the car. I loved how it like just cruised through all of this that we threw at it. And yeah, man. One last thing. Lack of storage space in the car, has that troubled you?
Yes. So yes, that we should have touched upon.
Let's talk.
Okay. So
one of the other cons is
this is all you can fit in this. I am not carrying my water bottle, but I have a plain those water bottles that we carry on the cycle. That doesn't fit here. That doesn't fit on the side. I don't know why they've created this thing. I don't know what it does. It does nothing. So that has really bothered me. So you have the space for the phone. This space is quite useful. So I'm happy with all of this. But there's nothing for bottles and this barely fits anything. Anything bigger than this, it can't fit. Even the normal water bottles.
So you basically end up keeping on the seat or on the floor.
Yeah, and then it leaks. So those issues are there.
That brings us to the end of today's video. I really enjoyed my time with the Thar ROXX. I'm scared that I'll end up spending some money and getting this car.
I hope you do.
But it is a beautiful car. It has lived up to the hype and I see why. Highway, amazing. I was driving at 80, 100. Very planted, not too much cabin noise, very comfortable. Like we were having a conversation, I wasn't even thinking actively about the car. And then obviously those bad stretches of potholes that we took it on, a lot of fun. And it almost like, I was like, whoa, I was surprised at how well it handled those. So I guess that's the Thar life. And thank you so much.
I'm glad. It was a pleasure.